Math Blast 17. I can determine multiples. Seth and Ashlyn were playing a game on a numbered game board. A section of their game is on the left. In the game, players have to cover numbers that are multiples of both 3 and 5. Circle all the numbers on this section that are multiples of both 3 and 5. To find multiples of 3, I'm going to skip count by 3s. Each time I come to a number that's on the game board, I will put a 3 in that box. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36, 39, 42, 45, 48, 51. Any number after 51 would not be on my game board. Now I'm going to find multiples of 5 by skip counting by 5s. I'll put a 5 in the box each time I come to a number that's on the game board. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. And so any other number when skip counting by 5 would not be on my game board. Now I'm going to look at the numbers that have both a 3 and 5, and those numbers would be multiples of both 3 and 5. So I'll circle those. So here I just have a 30, and that's it on this game board. 30 is the only number on the game board that is a multiple of both 3 and 5. I can multiply multi-digit numbers. 35 times 26. Here I'm going to use the box method, or actually I'm going to use the area model because we're multiplying here. So let's use the area model, and I'll go 30 and 5. So I want 2 columns in my area here. And 26 is 20 and 6. So I'm going to put 2 rows. And now I'm going to find the area of each of the rectangles by multiplying the factors. 6 times 5 is 30. 6 times 30 is 180. 20 times 5 is 100. And 20 times 30 is 600. Each of the numbers in my area model are partial products. So I'm going to add those together. I get 210 across the first row. 180 plus 30 is 210. 600 plus 100 is 700. And now I'll add these parts together, and I get 910. So 910 is the product, the answer to the multiplication problem. I can determine the perimeter and area of a rectangle. Determine the perimeter and area of the rectangle below. Perimeter, this has a keyword rim in it. I know I'm going to start at one point and I'm going to move all the way around the sides of the figure to find the distance around the figure, rim. So first off, I know one side is 4 centimeters and one side is 8 centimeters. In a rectangle, opposite sides are equal. So this side here on the right is also going to be 4 centimeters, and the side here at the top is going to be 8 centimeters. Now I will go all the way around the rim, adding my measurements. I have 4 centimeters plus 8 centimeters plus 4 centimeters plus 8 centimeters. And so when I add all of those up, I get 24 centimeters. So that's my perimeter. The area is the square units used to cover the two-dimensional figure here. And so I know back in 3rd grade we learned area initially by counting all of the square units within the two-dimensional figure. And then we learned that that's the same as multiplying the length times the width. So I'm going to say the area is 8 centimeters times 4 centimeters. And so that is equal to 32 square centimeters. On the back side, we have I can interpret data in graphs, create graphs, bar, picture, or line plots. So we're given a bar graph initially here. How many fewer students' favorite type of music is rock than hip hop? Well, the title of our graph is favorite types of music. On the horizontal axis, I have number of students, and it's listed all the way out to 14, so 1 to 14. And on the vertical axis, I have types of music, and we find jazz, rock, classical, and hip hop going up that vertical axis there. So I want to find the number of students who like rock music. So here I can see that rock ends here, meaning 7 students like rock music. And hip hop ends out here, and so I can see that 12 students like hip hop. So the question was how many fewer students' favorite type of music is rock than hip hop. So that's a subtraction problem here. 12 minus 7 is 5. So we can say 5 students. Line plot. Pieces of ribbon were measured to the nearest 1/4 inch. The measurements are listed below. Make a line plot representing the data. So looking at my numbers, I see that all of my numbers are 1 and some fractional unit all the way out to 2. So I'm going to start with 1 and go to 2. That's my whole that I'm dealing with, from 1 to 2. And I know right in the middle here is going to be 1 and 1/2. But I need to, since the ribbon was measured to the nearest 1/4 inch, I want to break this whole into fourths. So I have 1 and 1/4, 1 and 2/4, which we know is the same thing as 1 and 1/2 there, and 1 and 3/4. Now 1 and 4/4 would be 2, because it would be 1 and another 1 whole. 4/4 would be the second whole. All right, now all I need to do is put an X above the number on my line plot each time it appears. So 1 and 3/4, 1 and 3/4, 1 and 1/4, 1 and 1/4, 2, 1 and 1/2, and 1 and 1/4. I like to cross them off in the data set there just so I'm keeping track of what I've plotted already. What is the difference between the longest and shortest pieces of licorice? Or in this case, that we really should say ribbon. Okay, so the longest piece is 2 inches. And so we're going to subtract the shortest piece. Now, some people would want to say 1 because 1 is the start of my number line there, but there's no X above 1, so 1 is actually not in the data set. I need the shortest measurement that has an X above it. So 1 and 1/4 is the shortest measurement that any ribbon measured there. So now it's 2 inches minus 1 and 1/4 inches is equal to, we can say 2 inches, we know, is 1 inch and 4/4 inch. That makes up the second whole inch there. So 1 and 1/4, or 1 and 4/4 minus 1 and 1/4. And with that, we have a difference of 3/4 inch. I can determine the measurement of an unknown angle. Determine the measure of angle ABD. So angle ABD, I'm going to outline that here, ABD. It's this angle right here that we're trying to figure out. Now we know the whole angle ABC is equal to 90 degrees. It's a right angle. So let's take that 90 degrees and subtract what we're already given. Angle CBD is 35 degrees. And that would tell us what's left for angle ABD, which is what we're trying to figure out. So 90 minus 35 is 55 degrees. Angle ABD must be 55 degrees. That's all for today, math friends.